1988. And he's opposed by 20-year-old Kenneth Mack from White Plains, who lost in the finals in 1989 to Felipe Gomez. Ishmael Sanders in the gold is 18 years old from the Far Rockaway section of Queens. Sanders stands 5'8". Mack is 5'3". And Mack trying to get inside a much taller opponent.
Which is pretty obvious. That's where he belongs.
Last year at this time, Ishmael Sanders was in the hospital. It's amazing he's recovered because he was seriously beaten up in the streets in Far Rockaway.
That was while this tournament was going on, wasn't it, Kathy?
Yes, it was. Yes, I think it happened shortly before. He was all set. He had been training, and they hit him with bats and everything else. And he had serious head injuries. Thank God he's recovered.
Well, I think that Kenneth Mack wishes he had a bat right now to hit him with, because Sanders is very, very elusive. He's a slick-moving southpaw. He's moving in and out, side to side, using his jab. And Mack is going to have to get inside.
Pushing, says Manny Fernandez to Ishmael Sanders.
Nice three-punch combination by Sanders. 2 jabs and a straight left.
Kenneth Mack, the little guy, one of the finalists from the Yonkers PAL. Yonkers PAL has had 2 champions tonight. Empire Sporting Club has had 4 champions, and the PAL in New York 3. Jerome Boxing Club in Yonkers PAL 2. Grazing left hook.
Boy, you can hear that slide off his headgear. It was such a grazing left hook.
A long way to get from Mack's glove to Sanders' chin.
You got to send a special delivery letter to get there.
Sanders has done a good job keeping Mack outside, within Sanders' range, outside of Mack's range.
I think what Mack should do is hit him in the knee. This way, you hit him in the knee, you might break it and then just slow him down.
These two have totally different builds.
When you cut a tree down, you got to start from the bottom. You can't start from the top. And boy, I'll tell you something. Ishmael Sanders looks like a tree. He's one of those tall, stringy guys. Wiry. I guess I should try and sign him, Kathy?
Yeah, you collect those. I don't know. And you do very well.
5'8", 112. End of round 1. Sergio Ramirez in the previous bout. Non-stop action and came out a winner. He's with Fred Manford right now. Fred?
Sergio, non-stop action is the way Sam Rosen described your bout. We have Antonio Rosario here to do a little translating. How do you feel? On top of the world right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
You said that you're coming here to Madison Square Garden was a big thrill. Why was it such a big thrill for you to be in the big arena?
Porque fue algo tan importante para ti estar aquí esta noche presente en una arena como esta tan grande.
Que es mi sueño que yo no
It was his dream.
llegar a esto, ganar los guantes de oro y seguir para
It was
adelante.
his dream to win the Golden Gloves because he knows it's a step ahead for the future.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much and congratulations. Now back to Sam Rosen.
Thanks, Fred. And congratulations to Sergio Ramirez. Right here, 112-pound Open Championship on the line. Ishmael Sanders in the gold, Kenneth Mack in the blue. Sanders with a decisive and distinctive height and reach advantage and has made full use of it.
I was just going to comment on that. He's using his height, his reach, and his legs very, very well, making it very difficult for Kenneth Mack to do any scoring by keeping him on the outside.
You know what Mack is thinking? Why couldn't this guy eat a little more and go up to 119?
Or eat a whole lot more and go up to 150. Anything just to get out of this weight
What's
division.
this guy doing at 112?
Wonder if Mack has ever fought anyone this height.
Good work by Mack. He's finally gotten inside a little bit. And then Sanders gets away.
Well, how tall was Rosenthal, the kid in the novice? He was very, very tall.
Yeah, he was 5'6".
Yeah. And that's extremely tall for this weight class. You know, you look at Sanders. He says he's 5'8". Because he looks around the same size as Rosenthal, only his body looks much bigger. How could he be taller than Rosenthal and look so big? I don't understand that.
Probably his body looks bigger because he has more muscle tone, and Rosenthal is still at that little boy's build.
Well, his body, he doesn't look like a real skinny type of guy. He looks like he's built pretty good.
Well, look at Mark Breland. You see all his muscles in his body. You see him in a suit, you think he's a really string beanie kind of guy. And then you see him in his trunks, and he looks good.
Mark has been on an extensive weight program for the last 3 years. That's the reason for his development in his body. His neck size even went up about an inch. He's got a 16 neck.
So now, if you were to sign this tall, stringy guy here, would you put him on an extensive weight program?
Yeah, I would. Not to put on weight, just to gain strength.
Are you fearful that working with weights would take the snap out of a fighter's punches?
No, that's old-fashioned thinking. It's not that way anymore today. They use techniques today where they use bodybuilding and they use weights just to build up strength. You don't build up any bulk at all. You just build up body strength. And that's the type of program that Mark's been on.
Right here, Ishmael Sanders has been on a good program, piling up points against Kenneth Mack. And Mack scores with a left hook, finally found the chin within his range.
That happened to be an accident. He was aiming for his knee.
End of round 2. Ishmael Sanders trying for his second Golden Gloves title.
Sanders is doing just a great job. He's using his legs, as I mentioned before. He's using his hand speed. He's outspeeding Mack. He's just not giving Mack an opportunity to get inside and score any kind of points.
A little more punching. A little more punching, okay? As soon as you miss, come back. Stop and go. Stop and go. All right? You got what I'm saying? Okay, take this a little more. I'm moving. Movement is good, but let's punch. You got to punch. Punch. You got to punch. When you push him off you, go something off. All right? You got to punch. You push him off, you got to step back in. As soon as you punch. If you don't punch, how you expect to win? All right? Now you're up 2, so let's get this one. All right? Stand up. Take a deep breath. Come on. Now, suck it up. Suck it up. Suck it up. All right? Give it a good yell. Let's go. Give it a good yell. Mouthpiece.
All right, set for the third and final round. 112-pound open final. And still to come, the 125-pound division and the 165-pound division. 4 fights to follow this one. And if you've stayed with us from the outset, we're glad you have. And I think it's been an enjoyable evening with Golden Gloves boxing here. And Sanders, real fast hands.
Well, he's listening to the advice of his corner. They said when you make him miss throw punches, that's what he's doing.
Switching to right hand, and a nice move to avoid Kenneth Mack.
Ducked under Mack's left hook and then spun right out in the center of the ring, where he's kept most of his fight. Nice counter straight left by Sanders. That was a nice counter punch.
Mack trying to find a way. Actually, the thing that Mack hasn't done is gotten into the body and banged to the body.
And that's more reachable to him.
He still keeps reaching upstairs, and it's almost an impossible task for Kenneth Mack.
Well, as I said before, you find very, very few fighters that go to the body of the amateurs. Very few.
You'd figure 112-pounder. How many knockouts can they count on? And it just has to be instinct that you're a headhunter and you want to look for the KO. At 112 pounds, I don't think that that's as common.
That makes a lot of sense to me, Kathy.
Mack keeps trying, showing some determination, but unable to get anything going.
If you ever played for a baseball team, once in a while it comes up, the coach will say to you, all we need is a single, or I want you to hit it over the third baseman's head. And in your mind you're saying, but I want a home run. And same thing with boxing, they want the knockout. They could win without a knockout, but they want a knockout. They want to hit him in the head, they want to hit him in the chin, and they want to see their opponent on the canvas.
The way I hit, I'd be happy with a single.
You hit very well, Sam.
That's a very good analogy, Kathy, and it fits this fight perfectly, because you got a kid like Mack who's looking for the home run all the time. He's trying to hit him to the head when it's almost impossible, and he should be going to the body more. But that's why they're amateurs.
Ishmael Sanders, who says he's pointing towards the 1992 Olympics. He's made that a goal of his. He's 18 years old, and it's reachable for him. Mack all over him, applying some pressure. And Sanders trying to stay away.
Another case of too little, too late, in my opinion.
And that's it. And the 112-pound open final comes to an end. With a determined Kenneth Mack. And there is Sal Carranti. Yonkers PAL putting 6 men in the finals. They've come away with 2 champions thus far. And they still have 2 more fighters to go in the final 4. 4 bouts. Kenneth Mack, second trip to the finals, and it may be his second straight disappointment. I think that's the way we see it here.
Yeah, I've got him winning all 3 rounds.
I do also, only by a point each round.
Yep. But very good movement, kept the whole fight on the outside, made Mack do a lot of lunging, made him do a lot of missing, and scored enough points with his counter-punching.
Nice comeback for Ishmael Sanders, who won the Golden Gloves title in 1988, and then was hurt in an incident last year on the streets of Far Rockaway, where he was beaten up, and has bounced back to go against this man, Kevin Mack. Cards have been turned over to Matt Cusack, and he'll announce the champion. Okay, I think you heard that in the open microphone.
The 112-pound open champion, Sanders.
4-1 the decision. So one of the judges acknowledging the fact that Kenneth Mack showed a lot of determination and hustle in the ring, but Ishmael Sanders walks down the steps as a 2-time Golden Gloves champion, raises his arms as the 112-pound open champion in 1990. We'll be back with more boxing action in just a moment.